Hey, all right. So what up, cousin truckers and YouTubers out there? I am once again on another road trip. I've been going on a lot of trips recently. This coronavirus pandemic has been a blessing and a curse. I've been having the best and worst time of my life ever. And so I'm once again on the road in another rental from the beautiful, I don't know if you can see it in the background, but the beautiful St. Petersburg. I'm here in the beautiful St. Petersburg. As you can see, that right there is the Golden Gate, or not Golden Gate, but the Skyway Bridge in St. Pete. Once again, I'm here in beautiful St. Pete. It's really sunny today. It's supposed to be sunny all day, but I did once again rent another car. It's been a while since I've gone through Enterprise to rent a car, but I did finally get back to them today because I was able to get a decent price, and also I was able to get a free day because I rented with them so much in the past. And let's just get right to it. This is the vehicle that they bestowed upon me. And there she is, and there she is. I think it's a 2020 Chevrolet Impala. As some of you may already know, they are no longer making the Impala. So 2020 is supposed to be Impala's last year. I guess last and greatest year. And one thing I will point out that I liked about this vehicle, which may be dumb to some people, but I love the fact that it had a Texas tag, because it makes me feel like I'm a Texan, you know, like I'm from out of state. And I mean, even though that's silly, but for me, I actually like rental cars that have out-of-state tags because it makes it feel like I'm a visitor. And so when I'm cutting people off on the highway, they'll blame that state that my tag is from. So here we have it, the grill or front end of the 2020 Chevrolet Impala. Like I said, with it being from Texas, I guess they have to have a tag in the front and the back. So one thing I do like about these Impalas, and like about a lot of cars, is the daytime running lights. It definitely gives it a nicer look, a little bit more elegant. I basically had this vehicle, man, it's bright out here. I basically had this vehicle for the weekend, and so far it's been pretty good on gas and things like that. But let's try to get inside so you can kind of check it out. And yeah, this is definitely a full-size vehicle, so definitely has enough room for at least, I would say, about 5 people. 5 people comfortably. This definitely would make a good road trip car because it does have so much space. And this here is the interior. I mean, it's nothing too elegant. There are a couple of neat things I like about it. Almost every car now has touch screens, and all cars basically now have push to start. One little thing that was kind of made me giddy is, I'm not even sure what this compartment is for, but I guess if you need to hide something up in there, you can. Although anybody who knows about the Impala will know about that compartment also. So, but I thought that was just kind of interesting and a little different. And sometimes it doesn't work. You have to push it extra hard to get it to go back down. One thing I will say about this vehicle, it definitely has a lot of cup holders. Like I said, I like vehicles that have a lot of space and a lot of places to put things. So this one definitely has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cup holders. There's 2 more cup holders in the back. A lot of these vehicles come with OnStar and all those things. I know that's something you have to pay for. I'm not sure if people even use that type of stuff anymore. I mean, nowadays you can do everything through your cell phone, so I don't even know if people still use OnStar. Like, I don't even know if there's really a purpose for it anymore. And so, as I was saying before, this vehicle definitely has a lot of compartments, a lot of places where you can put a lot of things. And me personally, I kind of like that. I'm also glad because it has a ton of AC, DC adapters. Basically, there's 2 up front. There's 1 in the back, I guess, for the kids or whoever's in the back, so they can charge up their cell phone and not aggravate you about using your cell phone charger. The vehicle itself actually does pretty decently on gas. I drove all the way from, yeah, as you can see, it was getting about 26 miles per gallon. I drove all the way from Orlando to, where did I go? I went down to Sarasota. And at that time, I only burned like a quarter tank of gas. So I was kind of impressed with that. Actually, no, I take that back. I think I burned half a tank of gas. But that's only because I was also doing a little bit of riding around Orlando before I happened to leave and go down to Sarasota. So I was definitely impressed with the gas. The gas isn't as good as the gas in the Camaro was, but you know, this is also a much bigger vehicle, so that's kind of to be expected. Like I said, this one here has leather interior or faux leather. One thing I do like about the vehicle, which is also kind of crazy, I like all the little stitching. I mean, I'm not sure if somebody took their time to stitch this stuff, but it's those type of little things to me that make a difference. Oh yeah, me and my sidekick go everywhere. My mask, my double mask for extra protection, and my handy dandy hand sanitizer. I mean, it's almost out, so I definitely gotta go get some more of that. Let's do my back seat test. Because as I've told you guys before, I myself, sometimes what helps me determine if I like a car or not is the back seat and how much space it would have for a bigger gentleman like myself. So this is the first time I'm gonna get into this back seat. So let's check it out. Hang on one second, let me move some of this stuff. As usual, sometimes I ain't gonna say I keep the car junky, but you know, sometimes I just throw stuff around. Okay, all right, yeah, this is my first time. This is actually my first time sitting in this back seat, and oh yeah, it's definitely got a lot of space. Actually would be pretty comfortable for a road trip. Now that I'm back here, like I said, it probably can definitely fit 3 people. Possibly comfortable, but it's got to be, if you're going to put 3 people in the back, it's got to be 3 people who get along, because they're going to be, you know, I mean, it's enough space back here for at least 3 people and for a full-size adult like myself. So yeah, so it's definitely a little comfortable. You know, it's not the most elegant rear seat. The car itself isn't, to me, super fancy, but it is a pretty nice car, and it's kind of unfortunate that they will no longer be making the Chevy Impala after 2020. So I think this may be the last year that you see any new Impalas on the road. So let's get to one last thing, which is the trunk space. As I've said before, and as some of you may know, I've rented a lot of cars. More recently, I've been renting smaller vehicles, like sports cars and things like that, only because they are, I think, a little bit nicer. People like it was kind of weird being in a car this size because of the amount of space it had. So this here is the trunk, and I'm just telling you right now, this trunk has a ton of space. I can't even bend in and touch that back right there because there's so much space in this trunk. I basically know for an absolute fact that I could probably fit inside this trunk. Not saying, let me stop before I get stuck, but I'm pretty sure I could fit inside this trunk. Not saying that this is the best car to rent if you're trying to hide a body of a man that's about 6'2", 275 pounds, but never mind. And so, there you have it. And this is actually a V6 Impala. So I would definitely say it definitely had a lot of kick. When I originally rented the vehicle, I assumed it was gonna feel more like I once rented a Cadillac XTS, and I basically feel like the Impala and the Cadillac XTS is like the same vehicle. Obviously the XTS is the Cadillac version, but that Cadillac for me was kind of big and slow. But man, I will definitely say this Impala has a lot of pep to it, and I kind of like that. Like, I mean, one problem I will say, I sometimes have a heavy foot, and so when I was on the highway, man, this car was getting away from me. It was a couple of times where I would look down at the dashboard and I realized I'm doing 96 in a 70. And it's just, I didn't know. I mean, I truly didn't know. It's just the car rides so smooth. And that was also very impressive to me, is the car rides really, really smooth. And man, this V6 will get away from you if you're not careful. So let's do one last swoop around the vehicle. And as I said, this is the 2020 Chevy Impala. We're gonna do one last swoop around the vehicle. It is definitely unfortunate that they will no longer be making these Impalas, but you know, I guess Chevy had a nice run. I think most people aren't into these type of big cars anymore. Like, so many people are interested in SUVs and SUCs and things like that. So I think that was one of the reasons why GMC decided to no longer make this Chevy Impala. But yeah, overall I would say it's a pretty nice vehicle. I would definitely rent something like this again if I go on another road trip with a couple more people, which some of you know that, well, never mind, that's a whole nother video. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. One last thing, as usual, if you have a vehicle out there that you would like Cuzzintruck to review, definitely feel free to message me. I'm not gonna say call me, but definitely feel free to message me, and I will definitely review your vehicle. You just have to realize I will need to keep the vehicle for a weekend, so it's gonna be some miles put on it. But please continue, and I thank you very much for all the support. I thank you guys for the comments. I thank you guys for the views. I thank you guys for the shares. And you know, I'm just constantly trying to work on this review portion of my channel, because I think it's, at least for me, it's sometimes kind of interesting to just hear a regular person talk about different cars and vehicles. Because like I tell a lot of people, I'm not a mechanic. I really don't even I really don't even know that much about cars. I know how to change a tire. I know where the antifreeze goes. I know where the windshield washer fluid goes. But man, that's almost about it. If the car itself breaks down, unless it needs a battery change or a jump off, I don't know what to do. So so I kind of appreciate those kind of videos myself, of just regular people reviewing cars and just telling how they feel. So I thank you guys again. Please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good old-fashioned stuff. And I'll holler at you guys next time. Peace.
Why you putting that so? You said subscribe, leave a like, and share the video.
All right.